What's going on, beautiful people? D-Lo Brands back for another video, and I am very excited for this video because we are debuting one of the best new improvements of all of this AI stuff, and it is coming from a company called Warp. So they have just released Warp 2.0, which basically is the agentic development environment that is native on your system, not native but local on your system, and it's private. It is using, of course, your terminal commands with your files, and I have had a great experience working and building with this, and not to mention that you also get all of this for free. So if you would like to download, of course, go here, download for Mac or Windows, Linux, whatever. But let's just explore really quick. So Warp is basically, similar to something like VS Code or Cursor. It utilizes AI, but also the more powerful part is its ability to interact with your local files and your terminal. So of course you can do this with other things, but it's just so much easier with this interface, and we're going to step into it and see exactly what that workflow is like and how it differs from something like Cursor. But I've had a great experience so far, so let's jump right in. This is the first dashboard that you'll have when you come and download Warp, and I am logged in via GitHub, so it has access to all of my GitHubs, and I can add projects in here if I want to, etc. But what I've been doing is really experimenting and checking out the site. So over here on the side, we have our personal, and inside of personal, we have MCP servers that we can set up. We have rules that we can set up. These are basically instructions for different tasks or interacting with the AI, and just keeps things structured when you want them to. And also you have workflows. So workflows are basically kind of like copy and paste, kind of just click it and it inputs it very easily. So you don't have to type it out, or you don't have to go through the whole process, and you can save those here, which makes it very easy. Of course, you have a trash, and then you have a team. So inside of your team, it'll just be another drop down like this that has your team files. So what you can do is create new folders. So if you wanted to, you can, create an images folder and get an image, import, choose file. So it looks like you can't import images, only MD and all of these other files. So you can't do that, but basically this is going to be your folders that are for your functions and things like that. So your images can be on your actual system, and it can actually pull those from it and input it in your projects. But that's the window. Right now I'm in my documents. We have this open. I don't want to use this right now, so let's just open a new workflow. And by default you'll be in the parent directory, which is kind of your home directory inside of your user. I like to be in documents, and from here you can do pretty much anything. And let's say if you build out a landing page, then it will actually place the files inside of your documents. So I have an example right here, which is a website that I've been working on for one of my clients, and I just wanted to see if it could recreate it based off of a few different prompts, or a couple different prompts. So all I said was recreate this site page, and it was an image of the site. It came up with the CSS styling, the HTML, and then it ran it locally. And then I just said, hey, make it more modern, make the site more modern, and it did that. And so what we have now is this product right here, if I can get it. So where's that? That's my files. I don't think it's been pushed right now. Okay, it's being pushed. So this is the site, and this was just one prompt. I like the effects, I like the look. Honestly, this is something that I would definitely use. Just change a little bit of the information, input some images, but this is a ready site. I'm going to be completely honest. And I also told it inside of Warp to build out, where's it at? I said, build out the programs and contact pages and redeploy. It did that, redeployed it. I also had it move the files from my home directory to the current directory after I had selected documents. So it moved it into documents, and I also said put the files in a folder. And you don't have to say put the files in a folder, but I just wanted Warp to know, what is being done with those files, so it doesn't get confused when I want it to go back and find it. It doesn't have to say, hey, it's not in the directory, I didn't know we made a folder, stuff like that. But so we built out this whole entire thing in literally, bro, 5 minutes. Pricing, you got animations, you even have things like highlighting the most popular plan, even on the contact page. Because this is a medical site, they have an emergency line, and these are things that I didn't even think about. I didn't think about having an emergency support button on our website. That's kind of crazy. But then you have this form, you can fill out this form. And what I'm thinking is, you can take this into Firebase and, add more functionality into it, or you can go directly to GitHub pages and just upload your HTML and CSS files and deploy it from there completely for free. But I'm just really testing these out right now, and the sky is really the limit. One of the very exciting things about this is that we can create multiple things at the same time. So I'm about to create 3 different apps in the next 20 seconds. So let's do that really quick. I'm going to say one of the nice features is also the voice input. So let's just say build a landing page for a new lawn care company. So bam. And then we can go to this other page and say build a landing page for a technology analytics company. Then put that in there, and then get another one and say find in the diabetes website files, tell me any refactoring that needs to happen. So bam, now it's going to look at those files inside of look for those files inside of what I have going on, and that's actually not the files, so I should have probably specified. But over here it's building the landing page, and what we can do is actually autocomplete. So this button right here, just click that, and we will do that with this as well, and we will do that with this as well. So now we have 3 tasks auto-completing. This one has already finished. It's, said refactor that, and these are working as well. So very, very powerful tool when you want to kind of rapid fire. And the thing is, you can just go in, and if you're in the right directory, you know where your files are, which is why I like just working with documents inside of platforms like this, because I know that all of the files inside of here are, basically temporary files. Like they're not final project files that I'll be using. So a really cool experience using this. They have agent mode, and I don't know if you guys saw, so let me open a new one. They have terminal mode, and then they have agent mode, and they have auto. So usually on auto, it'll detect if you're asking a question, it'll most likely go agent mode. But if you're trying to say, something like open this directory, it'll use the terminal to do that, or it'll use agent mode to figure out what terminal command it needs to do that. But you can also run commands in terminal mode. So now that you have, kind of explored Warp, let me know what you are most excited about with something like this. I think that, having access to all of these models, and we didn't even check this out. You can go auto mode, you can go light, you can go any Claude model, GPT model, Gemini model, and I'm pretty sure that you can add external API keys or, things of that nature, so you can use other models. So it has built the landing page. Let's say deploy or auto detection, deploy the website, deploy to GitHub pages. Wow. So what I mentioned earlier was GitHub pages, and this is basically going to take the files that we just created and put it on the internet using like a .github.io type of domain. And so I have not created a repository for this, so let's initialize and deploy. Now let me check. Okay, so it's not going to deploy using GitHub Pages because it ran into a problem. No GitHub CLI found, so you do have to have that added. And we got to see a preview on our local host. Bam. So what I've noticed is that Claude is pretty good with things like this type of visual right here that kind of looks 3D. It's pretty good with. Scroll down, typical features section, typical analytics section. Like, these are typical website things, and this is what one prompt will get you. But I've created sites that, if you just go to AI Educate, for example, you have this loading animation, you have this header that has, a clickable form, and you go to quick resources and it scrolls down. So things like that are going to take time. This site took me maybe a week to actually build out the different versions to get to this version, and adding all the videos and adding all the right things, adding all the pages. Even this page isn't even done, but that's kind of the difference. So you'll have one prompting, but you can also have other stuff. So we have this other landing page that was built as well. Deploy it to local hosts. So we're going to be able to see our lawn care company index code base. Index code is going to, okay, automatic index code base. So this code is helping agents quickly understand context and provide solutions. Okay, I don't want to do that because I think that it's looking at my files now, and I have sensitive files. That's the only thing. Like, being connected to a platform, I could see if, with Gemini CLI, that's insanely local. On this, it's not necessarily like super local. Like, they still have access to your data. It's just, you can do stuff like this. So in here, secret redaction, basically, if you make videos like me and you have API keys inside of this, or just secret information, you can turn that off. But also the help improve warp. So if you turn this off, it will not use your data to improve warp or anything like that. But I do want to send crash reports, so when it does crash or if it runs into a problem, it will use that data to improve warp. And so I think that, having the settings here is cool, but also with something like Gemini, having that full local private, ability is really cool too. So let's check out the lawn care site. Bam. Typical site though. You see the same kind of thing is going on. And that's what happens when you use the same model. These models are trained on websites in a specific way. And so they will, go with that way every single time. And my computer is about to die. But beautiful people, this has been Delo Brands. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you did learn something in this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also share it with a friend, because this is definitely some useful information and a useful tool for anyone. So one quick announcement: on July 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having another AI masterclass where we will be going over AI fundamentals, how to get started with it, how to use tools, and doing some live demos. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But this has been Delo Brands, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.